What's happening, YouTube? Cesar Randone, and welcome back to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that button for me. If you are interested in winning an Xbox Switch, also known as the Razer Kishi, go ahead, comment on that video right there. Make sure you're subscribed, and you can win one of these for free. But anyway, today what we're going to be talking about is the best games on the Xbox Series S. And there's a lot of reasons why I think you should get all these games, if not at least one of these games. So let's go ahead and let's get right into it, shall we? Alright guys, so the way I'm going to be ranking these games aren't from the best games to the worst. Since the Xbox Series S only comes with 512 gigs of storage, I decided to rank these games from least amount of gigabyte file size to the most. The most being around, I think, 25 gigs. So that's a big factor when it comes to the Series S, because the Series S only comes with about 512 gigs of storage. So if you want to have Halo, the Master Chief Collection, and also Gears of War, and then also on top of that Call of Duty, you can't. You can't have all three of those games. But if you go out, get one of those, which is any storage expansion or external hard drive, you can get as many games as you want, which I highly recommend you do. But if you don't feel like paying extra and just want to use this, these games are going to be amazing for you. Alright, so let's start off with the first game. The very first game on this list is going to be Grounded. With Grounded, what happens is you are shrunken down into a little tiny inch person, and you are going in your backyard fighting off creatures, animals like ants, butterflies, ladybugs, crazy things, and then you gotta find a way to survive. So while you're fighting off these ants and scary spiders, you can also, you have to eat, you have to drink water, you find huge soda cans which like only have a little bit of soda near them, but it's a great experience. It's a fun adventure game, and this one comes in at about 4.1 gigs. You can also play online, and when you play online, you can play with 3 other players, go around, kill some ants, which are extremely huge. The game is beautiful, and that is one of the greatest things I like about this game, is because whenever you're playing, you look up and you just see like your house is like 10 times bigger than you. You see this tall grass. They do a great job with the visuals in this game. Look, I really like this game. I recommend it, and if you like bugs and like just beautiful scenery, or just it's a crazy game, so I highly recommend that one. Number 2 on the list, coming in at 5.6 gigabytes, is going to be Ori. Now this game, I think everybody should download. One, it is optimized for the Xbox Series S, so the visuals in this game are just beautiful, and I mean gorgeous. Like, you're going around as this cute little guy fighting off these like creatures, these monsters, trying to go save your friend, but the scenery is just amazing. The way the light is in the game, the way they make these little motions with your little character, it's awesome. The story is great too. Personally, I think it would have been cool if they would have included it with the Xbox Series S, but you get it free on Game Pass. It's an amazing game. It is only 5.6 gigabytes. And look, when you're playing on the Series S, you have the option to either play at 1080p, 120 frames per second, or upscaled 4K at 60 frames per second, which is what I like doing just because it's such a beautiful game. The soundtrack to this game is amazing, and it's very calming, believe it or not. It's a calming game. So I prefer that one. That is one of my all-time favorite games. So I think you should go ahead, download that off Game Pass. 5.6 gigs isn't going to hurt you too much. The next game I want to talk to y'all about, coming in at number 3, is We Happy Few. Now, this game comes in at 6 gigs. The reason why I like this game is, yes, it's an adventure game, and yes, you have to survive, but it's creepy, man. Honestly, it's pretty creepy. You're going around, and if you're sober, you're not right. You gotta be drugged up the whole time in order to be in this community. And if you're not, the people notice, and then they go ahead and they do crazy things, man. It is a crazy game, and that's why I'm telling you, you should go ahead and definitely try this one out. This I'm still playing, but so far it's been really, really good. Granted, the graphics aren't extremely crazy, but the fact that there's this whole story that is really, really interesting. It takes place in like the 1960s, so you go ahead, you see all these cool cars, you see, I mean, like old school cool cars, you see some scary stuff. I once walked into a house and there was some, I don't want to say it because I don't want to say it. There were some bad things, but I highly recommend you go, you get this game because for 6 gigs, it's really good. It's a great story, and you're not having to use like, I don't know, 100 gigs just to get a good story out of a game. Granted, the graphics aren't the best, but it's a really good game, especially for the Series S. Coming in at number 4 is No Man's Sky. This is honestly my favorite game out of all the games I've listed, maybe besides Ori. Because for 12 gigs on the Series S, that takes up nothing. What you do in this game is you go to other planets, you find creatures, you find new trees. These planets are so different, and there's trillions of different planets, a whole bunch of other solar systems, and you have a spaceship and you go from planet to planet trying to help out your friends, do quests. The visuals on this game are just so beautiful. And look, when this game first came out, I know it was not what it has promised, but since then they have been doing update after update, trying to make this game as great as it can be, and they have done an amazing job. Now you can go ahead, you can get pets, you could walk around, and one planet will be super ice cold, the other planets are going to be extremely hot, maybe desert planets, maybe you go on a planet, they have a whole bunch of volcanoes, maybe you see a planet like Earth. It's crazy. Another thing about this game is its crossplay. So no matter if you have an Xbox, no matter if you have a PC, no matter if you're on the PlayStation playing, you can go ahead, get this game, and you can play with your friends. Visuals are beautiful. Everything in this game is just so beautiful. I definitely recommend going out there and getting this game for only 12 gigs. Give it a shot. If you don't like it, you don't like it, uninstall it. But look, I'm telling you, this game is my favorite game. You can now, it's just amazing the amount of things you could do. You can go, you can crash economies. This one is by far my favorite game that I think you should download besides Ori. Right now, the top 2 I think you should download are Ori and this game right here. Grounded is fun, but it's not really my style. This one is by far my favorite game. And coming in last, we have The Medium. Now look, this game was optimized for the Xbox Series S and X, and this one only comes in at 23.5 gigs, 24 gigs, which isn't bad for a really, really good story and really good graphics. And look, if you're not into scary games, I don't think you should get this. Granted, it's not extremely scary like Resident Evil, but it does give you some like little pops up, but the graphics are crazy. The story is amazing so far. I'm not completely done with the game, but what I have done so far, it's amazing. The style is great. Just the little clues and things you have to do in order to find these lost souls is great. It's wild. It's definitely a scary game. It's made me jump quite a few times. There's some times where I only play it in the daytime because at nighttime I don't want to deal with that. But judge me. I don't care. It's whatever. I recommend this game. It's so good. It's definitely more of a movie style game compared to No Man's Sky or Grounded, where you are, or We Happy Few, where you're just, trying to survive. This one actually has an amazing story, and the graphics are beautiful. Everything's amazing. I love this game. Alright, so those are all of my favorite games on the Xbox Series S. You go ahead and comment down below what your favorite game is, and remember, if you want to win the Xbox Switch, go ahead. The video is going to pop up after this. Watch the review, leave a comment, and make sure you're subscribed, and you can get this for free. Thank you so much for watching the video. Subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time, okay? Peace!